TikTok exploded onto the App Store in December of 2017, and since then has been downloaded more than 1 billion times, and currently boasts a monthly user base larger than Twitter and Snapchat. But that's not it. This year, TikTok's parent company ByteDance became the highest valued startup in the world, surpassing both Uber and Facebook with a valuation of more than $75 billion. That's a lot of bees being thrown around today. And whether you're familiar with TikTok or not, you've probably seen one of the insanely viral 15-second videos that's made its way onto Twitter or YouTube. Even that Lil Nas song, Old Town Road, originated on TikTok before seriously blowing up, hitting #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and earning him like 2 Grammys. It's pretty sick. But the app and its content can be seriously addicting. Before researching this video, I wasn't a huge TikTok fan, but to fully understand the experience, I downloaded the app and booted it up. But before I knew it, 2 hours of my life was just totally gone. And I'm not the only one reporting stuff like that. In fact, there are even videos on TikTok that make parody of how people just download it on a whim and then get totally sucked into its addictive nature, losing track of time before eventually jumping the fence from content consumer to creator and posting their own TikToks. And that's pretty meta. So today we want to get into the science behind TikTok and what makes using it so genuinely fun and lighthearted, but also its dark side. How it's been designed to be so addicting. All right, you know the drill. Before we really get into this stuff, make sure you subscribe to the Polyform channel for all of your startup app and product needs, and go ahead and hit the bell to be notified when we post a new video every other Wednesday. Okay, it's easy to get carried away with a topic like TikTok because there's just so much to unpack. But to keep things easy today and keep it moving along, we're not going to discuss current events or the geopolitical sphere and TikTok's alleged involvement. Nah, man, we are scientists, and we're going to be examining this through a scientific lens. To get to the heart of this thing, we're going to have to break it down into 3 manageable chunks to come up with how this app is just so darn addicting in the first place. In recent years, you may have had the sneaking suspicion that your attention span isn't what it used to be. And you wouldn't necessarily be wrong. A study from the Technical University of Denmark suggests that actually the world's attention span is narrowing, and quite significantly. It's argued that this is largely due in part to the abundance of information that we have today versus the past, and the pressure to keep up with the latest information has caused us to kind of always be switching our attention to the newest thing, thus shortening our attention spans. But what's different about an app like TikTok, or even its predecessor Vine, if you can remember that far back, is unlike other social media platforms, I'm not on there because I'm trying to keep up with the news or look at photos of my girlfriend longingly while I travel. I'm on TikTok, and I stay on TikTok because it does such a damn good job of capturing my attention. And in fact, it's actually been designed that way. Everything about the app, from its minimal interface to its pleasant and easy to use experience or UX, is all about capturing your attention, holding onto it, and then re-upping that hold every 15 seconds. And it isn't a stretch to think that as our attention spans shorten, apps like TikTok are really blowing up, not only because they cater to these shortened attention spans, they might actually be influencing them as well, packaging up super frequent and bite-sized content that changes up all the time. Remember that song I was talking about earlier, Old Town Road? Well, before Billy Ray threw his real sick daddy verse on it, it only clocked in at 2 minutes. And even after Billy Ray put his part on, it was only 2.5 minutes. And if that's not a sign of the times, I don't know what is. The more I used TikTok, the weirder I started to feel. I wasn't on there because I had to research this piece. I was on there because I genuinely wanted to be on there. I was giving my attention to it because it was serving me content that kept my attention. As 5 minutes turned into an hour, that turned into 2 hours. And as it turns out, that's the fundamental principle of TikTok's algorithm. AI-powered algorithms aren't really anything new. Instagram, YouTube, Twitter each have their own recommendation algorithms that have been catering to our app boy and app girl interests for years. If anything, they're commonplace. TikTok is no different in a way, and just so completely different in so many other ways. The app's algorithm has been designed to always favor content that holds a person's eye the longest. But it takes that favor one step further by incentivizing users to copy or remix that content and even provides them with the tools to do so. Based on that closed loop of data, TikTok tweaks and refines its predictions, or the content that resonates with you, even further. And this all might seem kind of trivial when the subject matter is somebody making high heels out of lip balm or dogs dressed in fire truck outfits, but is super, super important to keep in mind. An article published in the New Yorker theorized that an algorithm like this could have serious impacts in determining our cultural future. TikTok serves up whatever pleases us, and in return, we give the algorithm what pleases it, more data about us and our usage. And as that back and forth goes over and over, it becomes harder to differentiate between what the algorithm's interest is and what ours is. Perfect example. When I started using TikTok, I got a huge variety of videos and subject matters. I got tutorials, I got pet videos, I got science facts, I even got pranks. But as my usage continued, I started to see more and more of the videos that made me laugh. I stopped seeing things like makeup tutorials and all that other that I wasn't interested in. And while you know that an app like TikTok relies so heavily on your viewing history and video engagement patterns, the algorithm allows it to seem remarkably attuned to your specific interests. It's done so well that it seems almost creepy. The best metaphor that I found for this goes a little like this. Some social algorithms are like a bossy waiter, where they'll listen to your food preferences, if you have any allergies or anything, and then recommend you a dish or two. But TikTok is something completely different. TikTok orders your dinner by watching you look at food. Before we get to this last point, drop a link to your favorite creator or TikTok video in the comment section below, and I'll kick things off with a real gooder. Unlike virtually every other social media app, TikTok is not predicated on the need to have your friends there. Whereas something like Snapchat was so heavily based in having your friends there with you, otherwise who are you gonna send snaps to? TikTok is like the total opposite. The solo TikTok experience is super fun and valuable enough to make consuming the available content a rewarding experience even in itself. And at least in my experience, having friends or followers did very little to affect the joy I experienced while consuming and swiping through the videos. The whole point of TikTok is to promote what they call good content, which is really anything that gets massively shared, remixed, built upon, and so on. Before diving in and downloading it myself, one of my friends described it to me as a massive meme maker. And I think that's pretty spot on. The app favors viral-worthy content over anything else, rewarding creators with shares, follows, and remixes. You could even say that TikTok is the social network that has nothing to do with someone's social network. In a way, it's almost like an antisocial social platform, with the spotlight shining strongest on really viral-worthy and good content rather than just the stuff that your friends are making. And I think it's this that drastically lowers the barrier to becoming a creator on TikTok. Literally anyone can do it. And at least in my experience, there wasn't really that overwhelming need of validation that often comes with other social platforms. But this is just coming from the perspective of a content consumer. If you were making stuff for TikTok, obviously you would want as many people to see it as humanly possible. I get that. Maybe this is the future of all media consumption and app use. Maybe all we need is a really smart AI-driven algorithm to prescribe us content before we even know we want it. Either way, it's apps like TikTok that are gonna largely determine what the future holds for our social platforms, and god damn, I hope that whatever comes next is genuinely as fun and addicting to use. So from all of us at Polyform, thank you, TikTok. If you're interested in learning more about the app space, follow us on Instagram, where we post updates of apps and the newest, latest, most contemporary shit twice a week. Thanks again for watching this video, and if you're a fan of what we covered today, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the Polyform channel. And that way we can keep making sick videos like this one. All right, thanks again.